Srila Prabhupada Upanishamrita. So this book is full of questions and answers. Answers given by Param Gurudev, Nityavila Vishnu Bhar, Paramahamsa Gacharya Stota Sadasi Srimad, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Thakur. Where should one repose faith? Is the question. Srila Prabhupada says, leaving all the topics of the material world, we will have to keep full confidence in the words of Sri Gurudev. Without the mercy of Sri Gurudev, by no other means, the unwanted desires will be eliminated. And the attainment of well-being is not possible. That is why one will have to know Sri Gurudev as the only means and the only eternal friend. The word Radha means full confidence in the words of Sri Gurudev. We have got no reliance in the words of the so-called gurus or religious reformers or pretenders. The moment association with sadhus and guru is cultivated, all inauspiciousness will be eliminated and pure devotion will be attained. So we should have implicit reliance on Sri Gurudev in order to approach and serve the Absolute Person. The sadhu is he who will relieve me from all puzzling doubts. The sadhu will give me the highest good. I should make friends with such a real guru, who is really wishing my highest good. If perchance we meet a real guru, then we must be saved and must be able to reach our goal. He will always supply and enrich us with transcendental knowledge and service. Yeah, isn't this anything clear? What are the features of imitation and following? There's two things that should consider always. There's one class of so-called devotees they are imitating the pure sadhus, pure devotees. And the others, they follow another. So what are the features? How we can recognize who is real sadhu, who is imitator? Just as allegiance and flattery are not the same, so are following and imitation not the same. These two kinds of devotees, you should be very careful to whom you are following. Following and the imitation are not the same. Many mistake the act of imitation for the act of following. Many mistake the act of imitation for the act of following. So those who are imitating, they think they follow. They think they're in right position. But it is not like this. Two words, imitation and following, means dressing as Narada in a theatrical performance is imitation. So when you're here in West, you may not find perhaps. But in India, they sometimes make some theater with the holy, with Narada including, and just making theater. So this is theatrical performance. It is imitation. They imitate, They imitate Narada, dancing like, eyes are going. Imitation. It is not following. Dressing as Narada in a theatrical performance is imitation, whereas following the path of devotion, as exhibited and practiced by Srinada, is the real act of following. Artificial copying is named imitation, whereas going the path of self-realized souls truly is the act of following. We think that we are following, but in the true sense of the term, we are imitating. So this is an illusion or a cheating. Yeah, we're cheating ourselves. We try to imitate, especially we try to sit on a high place, they must worship me, they must serve me, and my position is to follow or to do the same as Gurudev. My Mahaprasad, I will give. This is imitating. Be very careful, do not accept these things. If you have no eyes to see, then we are not sincere. The act of following cannot be done by the act of imitation. Imitation is a matter of perverted reflection. Both the acts of imitation and following look alike externally. Chemical gold and pure gold look almost the same externally. In other words, imitation is called showmanship. We have a tendency in our heart like deception. We imitate or pose for collection of our personal name and fame by deceiving others. Imitating the revealed path is not following. Since the act of following is not done by the act of imitation. That work is of no use. So if I have not understood properly by the mercy of the Divine Master and the real sadhus, then our tendency is to imitate, to cheat. I cheat myself in the first line. And I cheat others also. Because basically, we like to follow those opulence, revealing Narada's external. We try to imitate. I am the real sadhu, I am the... But if it's imitation, then it means that my tendency is also going in this way. I want to imitate the imitators. And then suddenly we are sitting in this material world and not knowing how to wake up. Jiv jago, Gaudiya Jandapur. Katanita jao maya, Visajira Gori. How long you want to sleep? Wake up, wake up. Jiv jago, chant the name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Is the question on this answer, Prabhupada gives to this question? Or is everything clear? This is meant for devotees, what we are speaking. It is not meant for karmis. They will not understand. Yes? Yeah. No. We should take the position of a servant. We are following, we try to follow what he is teaching, what he practices by his practical example. How can you learn spiritual, transcendental? It's not, you cannot learn and you cannot imitate. These things will come individual by one wants to know it sincerely, not by imitating. We cannot imitate beauty bodies. And we imitate, this is offense. But by following, try to understand what it is a mercy of the Lord that we understand the difference of imitating and following. Imitating means just like I play a position in a theater. But you mean when we play this long enough, this theater, then we become awesome. Not harmony. But this is not the external thing. Nothing has nothing to do with anything in this material world. The spiritual master is not speaking on the mundane level. We cannot judge him by external behavior. Like Bamsidas Babaji is an eternal associate of the Lord. If you imitate him, he was getting every month from his disciple a bucket of tobacco. And he's smoking. So Srila Prabhupada, he regularly visited him. And Babaji Maharaj, when he saw him, and he wouldn't even see him, he just, from far away, he looked in a different direction. He said, "Oh, Manjari is coming." This is spiritual, they are eternal associates. There's nothing to do. Nowadays, we like to follow. There are so many who smoke ganja. Don't imitate. we are not fit for this. We have not understood. We are on the level of when we are paying the Shalakam Shila or the deities, we have a process with chanting mantra, we are asking him, please sit in the, we bathing him with the kanch and with mantras. But the Sanatana Goswami, I think, Sanatana Rupa Goswami, they had took the Shalakam Shila in a cloth and then they go to Jamuna and they put him like this. This was his bathing ceremony. We should not imitate these things. I know, unfortunately, many persons who try to imitate, to follow no rules, but they think they are beyond the rules. We are not. We cannot judge pure devotees on the external level. External is external. We are not fit now to enter the transcendental pastimes. Like in Vrindavan, there was one man who was selling, I don't know, some gold or something. No, not this. And he had also weight, with scale, yeah. To, I don't know, maybe spices or maybe, yeah. He called it like this, and the one side he put the Shalakam Shila on. And then the other he was waiting. This had a certain weight, the Shalakam Shila. Then the Brahmana came, how can they do this? You take the Shalakam Shila as a weight, for your business here. And you cannot do this. But he was Prajapati, They are from nature, they are transcendental level. So then the Prajapati was thinking, oh, the Brahmana is saying like this. I cannot stop this, okay. So no problem for him. But in the night, the Shalakam Krishna appeared to him. Why you stop? I enjoyed so much this. How do you say? Swinging. you should put me back there. You know, like this sees a pure devotee. He's not, he's not on the level. We have to follow the rules are given as they are given by the authority, by those. But those, we should not imitate those who are beyond rules and regulations, because they do not know anything else except the Lord and His pastime. They are always absorbed deeply. We cannot artificially imitate these things. Those who imitate, they never understand anything what's beyond their body conception, even mental conception. They are not conscious. They are not able to understand how it works. And this is something what the Guru, bona fide Guru, teaches us in the beginning. You follow like this. You try to learn like this. But at the end, we must end there that we are acting in a mood of love and devotion to please the Supreme Lord. It's not a theoretical thing. He may exist or may not exist. You directly make relation. He is a person. If you are a person, why should he be a non-person? He is not less than you. It is natural. If you are part of him, then he also a person. The original must also be a person. And he has all the desires we have, but we use it for our personal enjoyment. This is the difference. And that's because we are getting covered by illusion. Dream like we can play God. Imitate. You wanted to ask something? Hmm? Oh, okay. Something more to say on this. Is it logical or is it could be like this? Anyway, we cannot, when we are not on this level, we have no shraddha, no faith. When we are on a very gross level, then we imitate just. Because we want to have name, fame, profit. We want to be the king. I know everything. First, we have to understand, I do not know anything. We are dependent on him. Everything is dependent on him. He may give me the power to speak or not. And then those imitators, they have their small universe. They cannot see beyond. They have no capacity. They are just imitating and thinking this is spiritual. But they always, their mind and their speaking always turns, starting with Krishna and ending with all kind of material topics. Those who are experienced, those who are more sincere, they start with the material topics and they turn everything to Krishna. Because otherwise you cannot reach, you cannot speak. It's like I'm speaking and no question. So we have to defeat the external, the illusion. We have to give light to this. But first we have to enter So there's another question. Divine names and divine topics are but transcendental entity. But how can we get this from this material world? You see what Prabhupada is speaking of? Very deep knowledge is giving us. Only very rare some will understand and will be ready to accept. But unless we are not getting experience and we are not sincere, it will always be a secret for the materialistic people. So the divine names appear in this world from the divine realm of mercy. The deities, incarnation of divine names, and Guru, the God, bring the divine topics to this world. They are non-different. The deities and the holy names are predominating Godhead, whereas Shri Gurudev is the predominated God. So deities and holy name is a manifestation of the Lord himself. But we are not seeing. We are blind. Spiritually, we are blind. So, and the holy, the Gurudev is the predominated. Means he is the expansion of the Supreme Lord. Through him, this can be, we can receive the mercy of the Lord or transcendental knowledge. Otherwise, how you will ever understand? If someone teaches you very complicated mathematics and he himself does not know, how you will learn it? In other words, by taking shelter at the feet of Sri Gurudev or the spiritual guide, we get whereabouts of Krishna, the predominating entity. But here is a matter, since Sri Radha is the predominated moiety. The names of Radha and the image of Radha are predominated. Divine entities. There's no difference between divine names and the Godhead, but there's difference between material name and material substances. So this is something what is beyond the material conception. Because we have not experienced divine name. We are chanting every day Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But we have never heard divinity. We have never experienced the divinity. That this name, this mantra, this sound is in person. And this lila, and this form, transcendental. It is beyond our material vision. This we have to understand by the teachings of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and he sent his devotees in this age now to teach. So we belong to the pioneers, like Swami Maharaj. He came to the West, to the most fallen, wretched. And he started to distribute it, and he found so many followers. But of course, it was the beginning. He could not tell them so much. Like when our Guru Maharaj and Swami Maharaj, they went to South India at Guru Maharaj's place. They were good friends. And Swami Maharaj with many of his disciples came because they want to open the temple there in Visakhapatnam, in South. So and I heard this from one devotee. He was at this time sannyasi, and he was going out, leaving when Swami Maharaj left. He came back again. He took it in sannyas from some other guru. Then he again fell down, but he told this story. Our Gurudev said, Swami Maharaj, you have so many disciples, but nobody of them understands that in Vrindavan, that there's Krishna Balaram, Radha, Krishna, Gauranga Mahaprabhu standing there in his deity form. They are present. Nobody can understand. Nobody has realized. And then Swami Maharaj said, I know, but what should I do? I just give it up to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, his mercy. He may teach them. So this was Swami Maharaj a few years or 2 years before he left this world. So unfortunately, afterwards, there were 11 gurus appointed. And they immediately take the seats at the same level as Swami Maharaj. I joined after Swami Maharaj in Vienna. We built 2 Vyasasans, one for Swami Maharaj and one for the guru, so-called guru. So, and he was almost double as big than the Swami Maharaj as the other son. I was wondering, I was a newcomer, what they're doing here. I was reading Swami Maharaj books. I went to India and with these books. And I saw it practically what spiritual life, what yoga means, but I could not understand. And this is what we call imitating. Imitating Swami Maharaj. You know, the one was living in golden bathrooms, you know, everything gold. And opulence like anything, a castle, you know, serving them like a king, you know. And then he ran away with a disciple. When Govinda Maharaj came there to visit, then this guru showed him one whole flat, you know. And he opened the door and showed him, and he opened the door and he saw the bathroom, everything gold and shiny, you know. And Govinda Maharaj, he paid his obeisance and he thought this is the altar. And then he showed him the other rooms. And Govinda Maharaj said, I will not stay there. Then he was sleeping outside on the corridor. These are real. I said, they're not kings, you know. They're both like this, and all of them gone. They could not survive like this, you know. They have not realized Krishna, Krishna Nam. They have not realized. We are servants of the servants of the servants of the servants of those who serve Radharani. We are not kings. They are imitating Swami Maharaj. No. Also once Swami Maharaj was giving interview to journalists, and there were his seat was elevated, you know, but Swami Maharaj was sitting on the floor, like the others, you know. Then one journalist asked, why are you sitting on the floor? Yes, I sit. He said, because you are envious. You would write, he's sitting like a king on the throne, you know. So like this, he tried to teach. And they picked him up with a helicopter once, you know. They asked, who paid this helicopter for picking me up here? That this is from BPD. Means it is my money. You should not misuse this for such things. But this was the mentality at this time. Otherwise, Swami Maharaj was very simple, humble. He was living Radha Damodar. Like this. Anything to say? Tomorrow we can speak about Jesus Christ on Monday. Because the question is question. Heilige Osterhase. They do not realize what a show, what they're making. It is only business, nothing else. It's only money, money, money. And then there's some describe what Easter means, and I find no sense in the whole thing, you know. This you find in every page, you know. But no spiritual topics. It is very mundane. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to make offense. This is recorded, I think. But he was a messenger of God, perhaps. I don't really know the history. And he was in India, Jagannath Puri. It is in Afghanistan. There is even he left the body there. They call him Isha there, so I think something like this. Kashmir, in India, yeah. Yes, near India, the border, yeah. Yes, yes. We are giving respect to all those who are sincerely looking for God and following His orders, and we try to understand what is God, who is God, what is His position, and what is our position, where we are coming, where we are going. But Kali Yuga, our intelligence is minimized. We are living just from one moment of enjoyment. When it's finished, then we run for the next, without knowing that we are running into hellish circumstances. Is there anything more to say? Otherwise, we close here. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Srila Gurudev Nitya Lila Pravistom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Acharya Stota Satasi Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Gaur Premanandi Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Vaishnava Namo